Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leading Up the Band. This is our first show. It's been a lot of mistakes, a lot of, well, not some mistakes, like technological issues, because, yes, our boss, Jake, is busy with other meetings, so he cannot guide us with the technical issues. But I'm really glad that we're here together with my two co hosts, and I'm going to introduce you right now the amazing rapper, artist, creative, amazing woman, Meg Star. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
And the second co-host, everybody knows her, number five in the iTunes charts with her first album, Rachel from Bolena.
Hey, glad to be here.
It's really nice that you guys think that it's an interview. Shape up, boomer. This is your podcast. Both say like, "Thank you for having me. Great to be here."
Let's
Anyway, go ahead.
Um, my brain
So,
has technical difficulties.
so we're gonna have a first a small one, so we can work together and figure out how this is gonna work. This podcast is called Leading Up the Band, and it's about all the process that we've been living as artists to get to the point to release a single, release an album, fun experiences, so we can help this generation and next generations to understand that it's better if you become a doctor. But if you want to be a singer, a guitar player, a drummer, and you want to make a band, solo artist, and all the process, we're gonna share some secrets in the real world. We're not gonna talk about what effect you need to put in the chorus. No. This is a real life thing. So who want to start? Who want to start with everything that is going on in there in your musical life? Who want to jump in?
All right, I'll go in. Let's go.
There you go. So
Oh,
here's your podcast.
all
So
right,
tell
let's
us
go.
about your career, what you've been doing now, and
Okay, well,
what you do.
all right, well, my name is Meg Star. I am a rapper. I live in California. I'm a mom. So I have two small kids, and I basically started rapping to kind of like gain my own self back again after having kids. Women can easily lose their identity in caring solely 24/7 for their children, especially being a stay-at-home mom like I am. So I always loved music. I always sang, I danced, I choreographed. I was always in the musical world. My dad's a musician. I grew up loving music. It was my happy place. I wouldn't watch TV. I would listen to the radio and sing along to like Mariah Carey. But it wasn't until like 2020 around COVID where I was with postpartum depression. I was not doing well, and I found an app on on the App Store that was you could create music to beats. So I started just doing that when the kids would go to sleep, and I realized very quickly that I was able to not only sing a song but create a song easily. I always wrote, so I loved lyricism, wordplay, things like that. And slowly, within 3 months, I turned those lyrics and wordplay into actual bars, and I was rapping on these beats. And I never had raps before, like never thought I could rap. I would rap along to my favorite songs. But yeah, so um I would go hide in my closet, record my song and or write the lyrics while I was cooking dinner and helping the kids with homework. Like I fit in music and motherhood. And they kind of intertwine in my life and they keep me balanced because where motherhood can be a bit chaotic, yet the most rewarding thing in the world, music is my getaway, my escape, my own thing, my passion where I can have my own therapy from right here in my house, create music, and I put it out to the world. You know, if it gets to the masses, that's amazing. But I kind of just put it out, and once I release a song, it's the most beautiful feeling for me. I just like I've released trauma, I've released pain, I've released this and that, and I put it out, and I put inspirational lyrics out for those that choose to listen to my music or just pops on their playlist here, and they're like, "Hey, wait a minute, who's this? I like this." So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been making like open verses on TikTok. I like to like go live on TikTok and engage with crowds of people. I like to inspire people. And yeah, I've basically just been putting out a few singles, doing some collabs, things like that. So you could find me on all streaming platforms. But yeah, I'm basically just like a rapping mom.
So why you don't name
Um,
your album Therapy Sessions or
yeah,
Halftime Mom, Halftime Rockstar? That would be really
yeah,
cool.
I literally fit them in. It's so funny. So, and my kids are like my number one fans. They listen to all my music before it goes out. They get so excited, like if my song, they found my songs on YouTube and they're like, "Mommy," and I'm like, they're like, "You're on YouTube," and I'm like, I mean, baby, I have like 20 views on that song, but yeah, thank
Hey,
you so
20
much.
views is more than a lot of people. So yeah, that's
No, but
awesome.
it's really cute. They inspire me. They really are my whole world. So it's really cool that I like to put out music also that my kids can listen to because honestly, the market out there right now, the music, especially hip hop, the female rappers right now are just not talking about things I want my kids to listen to. So I'd rather give them the music they can listen to. And we bring back bars, lyricism, wordplay, cadences, kind of like my inspiration for music was always that like 90s 2000s hip hop. That's my favorite era. I grew up listening to hip hop, R&B, all everything. But yeah, so I kind of never left that era. And I just kind of
That's
like
pretty cool.
really, yeah, I really like to bring wordplay back because I feel like it's just a lost craft these days. But yeah, that's kind of like my little story.
That's awesome. Thank you. Hey,
Thank you.
Rachel, your turn.
Hey.
Tell us a little bit about Belen and Rachel experience, and then I go and introduce myself. So, Rachel, the
Yeah.
floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I come from a family that is all musical, and my uncles, I mean, they all grew up in Philly, so my uncles were like in doo-wop groups, and that was pretty cool. My mom was in a rock band. They did like a cover, and so that was, and she always sang a lot. So then my sister was a singer, so it was kind of like a thing where I would just lay on the floor and I would just listen to my sister sing on our karaoke machine to like Sarah McLachlan, and I was like, I want to be like her someday. Um, and I don't know, when I was a teenager, I started getting into music, and it's so funny because this is a joke that a lot of people have with me. They always call me Amy Lee. They're like, "Hey, look, Amy Lee's drumming." Like when I when I live stream, it's I get it. Like associate rock with someone who has blue eyes and dark hair, and sure, why not? Why not? Um, no, but it's funny because I actually really loved Evanescence, and and Avril Lavigne too, and I was like, I would love to be in a band someday. So I had a couple bands throughout high school. They were not successful, but I actually gave up music for a while because I went through this tough period where people were like, "Yeah, your voice just isn't good enough. You can continue playing guitar, but just kind of be in the background. You need lessons." And I was like, okay, so I gave up music, which music was everything to me. Music, I feel like saved my life so many times. Going through, teenage struggles, the typical stuff. But life can be hard for kids. Um, and I put my guitar down, stopped singing for about 9.5 years. And finally, it was around when the pandemic happened. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try. And so I didn't know what I was doing, like to home record or anything, and I just got like a USB microphone and tried recording everything. And fortunately had like a mentor who has been a producer for a while, and he started teaching me how to produce, and I fell in love. And then music became like it brought me like back to life, and I was so excited. And I only intended to do just instrumental music. I wanted to get into sync licensing, which is, for film, TV, video games, which I do that too. I am a producer for other artists as well. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna have this stage name and not be recognizable and just have instrumental music until till I met my bandmate, and he's like, "Hey, you want to collaborate on this song?" And I was like, okay," and didn't think I could do it, but he really gave me the push that I needed, and I released my first single that fall, and it was terrifying because I was so shy. But it's like this process of the past 2 years of from when I joined TikTok to like doing this, it's been like complete 180, and it's great because you know, everyone has hard times in life, and for me, like my passion behind the thing that's always connected me to music has been the lyrics. That's what I pay attention to first. So I would like sit down with the CD and I would go through the CD booklet of lyrics and listen straight through. And if the lyrics were trash, I would throw away the CD. I was that picky. And so that's why for me, like, that's my number one focus is I want to make sure that there's depth and there's multiple meanings and that people can relate to it and it's not too specific to like but yeah, like it's big thing on my heart. And yesterday, which is awesome that I was able to release yesterday, it's 5 years since my sister passed away from addiction and I was heavy into addiction. So it's kind of the story of both my life and a little bit of hers. So it's to honor her and really like that's my driving passion is I want music to be and the band. I want Velena to be more than just putting out music just to put out music. I'm not seeking like fame and fortune. I just want people to feel like they have a voice, that they're heard or understood, and that they belong. And as cheesy or cliche as that sounds, it's been amazing and life-changing and extremely humbling for me because I'm starting to see like the fruits of that and it's blowing my mind.
Nice, thank you. In the quite opposite, I've been in music my whole life, and yes, I do it for fame and fortune. I'm not ashamed of that. I do it because I started a boy band when I was 12. So it's weird because I was in a Mexican boy band. I yes, I did that and everything. Then they kicked me out of that band. I'm just gonna go fast because it's been a long time. That doesn't mean that I'm super old, but I start really young. Then they kicked me out because I was turning 17, and you are too old to be in a boy band when you're 17. Back in the day, nowadays they respect more things. But I stay in the record label. I've always been a record label mouse. I stay in the same record label. First, I stayed because I started doing the covers, the booklets so I get that contract. So I stay in the company as a external designer. So I open my first company, and then I make my first rock band with another guy from the boy band. He was a drummer. We reencountered taking music production classes. I told him we should do a band. He invited another friend. Suddenly, I got my first rock band called Ruta 69. That's Route 69, right? In Spanish, Ruta 69. Yes, of course, the innuendo was because of that, right? It's me. I'm not going to change. And then we released our first our first album, and it was a big experience for me because at that time I was doing it as an independent label with distribution from BMG, Ariola. So I got to learn everything from the scratch. Like everything that I thought it was normal and the record label does, I actually start valuing the hard work that you need to do and talk to every regional managers in Tower Records and mix up. So they put the album in the right place, the right poster. Now I'm talking pre-streaming services, of course. And I was really proud because I was the first independent, even I have distribution deal, band that mix up a sponsor for a tour. So they pay us to make a tour in malls, right? I'm talking about 2002. That didn't exist in Latin America, right? So we did that, and I remember this, and I will deep into that later, but in another episode. But I remember one of my biggest moments in life is when I went to Mix Up to buy my own album, and it was the poster from the something from the Atomic Bomb from U2. Remember that album from U2, the one, and then my poster, and then Coldplay poster. That moment for me was in the front thing. Why? Because as we were the only band in the record label at that time, I actually went with my guitar player to talk to every manager in every store and becoming their friends. So they started putting us in the front. And then because of the people that I knew from my connections with the record label, we started signing in the radio. And we got this big, amazing billboard in the highest traffic spot in the city, a digital billboard with my face. And I was so arrogant back then. It's like I was like 20, 19, 20 years old. Then we start touring. We did 74 shows for that tour. Then life happened. Sadly, my guitar player passed. You know, the price to be famous, I guess. He got AIDS, a really young age. Then my bass player passed too, right? A year after in a car accident going to a show. So I was devastated. So just like you, Rachel, I retired from music and that's it. But just like you, Meg, I needed a way to express what I was feeling because I was suffering a lot because I didn't know how to. I never went to normal schools. I never was. I got private teachers because of the boy band and the other band. So I wasn't like going to play soccer with my friends in the car. No, I just know how to do music and that's it. Music and business. That's it. So thanks to a guy called Agustin Arteaga and Ricardo Arteaga, they won a Grammy for a band called Café Tacuba in Latin America. So they made a lot of money with that. And we were friends. And they let me use their studio from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. for free every day. So I brought an engineer and I started doing an album that I didn't know it was going to change my life because I created a double album of covers, right? Because I couldn't write. I wasn't ready to write because, the heavy of the lyrics that you guys are mentioning is so heavy. I wasn't ready to say, you know what? My whole life was took away from somebody else, destiny. Um, but then I did a double album, and in the last song of the second album that I never planned, and again, this is YouTube is starting at this point. Um, at this point, I remembered that I said I want to do another song, and my keyboard player, that his name was Regan, not because he looked like Ronald Reagan, it's because he was so ugly that he looked like the girl from The Exorcist. Regan, he
Oh,
was ugly as hell, so we call him Regan. You know that I'm really ironic, Meg, so you gotta get used to me being ironic and bad with people. Anyway, Regan said, "Why don't you play this song?" And I never heard that song. It was an amazing, famous song from a huge band, but I never cared about that band in Spain. And I listened to that song, and that song changed my life because I listened to it on YouTube. I remember I went inside the studio and I told Regan, "Can you play like clocks from Coldplay? The I mean, that kind of attack." And then I went and sing it. And then I called Agustin in the morning. I said, "Dude, can we get a symphonic orchestra?" And he told me, "You're crazy, right?" "Yes, we can." And then we put a symphonic orchestra, and that song gave me my first Grammy nomination as a burst arrangement of an original song
that's
for
amazing.
a new artist. So that changed my life. Then, as it was nominated, I moved to Spain, and I got a great manager called Lolo Otero that he teach me everything, the inside out. I got two mentors that I will be ungrateful not to thank them. Lolo Otero, rest in peace, an amazing manager. He was involved in everything that happened in Spain, from soccer to artists, right? Every concert passed through his hands. The guy was amazingly wealthy, fantastic guy. And my other mentor was Marco Bisi, that he was an eminence in EMI music and in Sony music, and now uh, he got a big position in a company that distribute music. Big, I don't remember the name, sorry, but Marco Bisi. And so I learned so much from them, and I was just, believe it or not, I was really quiet. I've been to so much situations in my life. And after that, I decided to get back to music, obviously. And then I moved to the States. And big surprise, doesn't matter who you are outside the States, when you come here, no one recognizes you, no one gives you shit. Nothing, nothing at all. You need to start from the scratch. However, I came with a contract with a record label here, and they helped me with my papers, right? Where to live and things like that. And then life took another course, and I started making more business and business. I recorded an album for this company. From that, we struck the single. Oh, well, we did two projects. I did two projects with that company. Check this out, girls, because you're gonna even love it or hate it. But I was the first artist to actually sing a K-pop in America. I was in the radio for a week with a cover from a band called Big Bang, and the name of the song is Fantastic Baby. And it was Fantastic Baby is like La Bamba, right? For Mexico and Latin America. It's like, what is the name of that Neil Diamond song? Caroline, right? Like Caroline for
Yeah.
America. That's how Fantastic Babies in Asia. And they put me in the radio. I had my hair blue, right?
I was gonna ask if you dyed your hair for it.
Oh, of course, I got it every color. I got blue and emerald colors, and I got this amazing commercial. And the record label put it in the radio, and the radio station say, "This is not gonna work." A Latino singing K-pop in English, and they kick it out of the radio station. To all of them, 20 years later, those guys are filling up stadiums, and that's the thing. And after that, I did a rock
I'm
one.
busy.
You can say you're busy in front of the audience. That's good.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We know part-time mom, right? You gotta.
Full
It's so
time.
good.
That's the older kids
No,
though.
that's
But go
good.
ahead. Sorry.
And so no, it's fine. It's fine. This is part of interacting. It's not a So at the end of the day, I decided to retire from music after that fiasco. But then one day, COVID happens, right? Oh, let me tell this. When I was with that record company, I went into a big argument with somebody in the label. So I was really arrogant and say, "I'm done. How much you spend for me?" And I throw them a check. And then I left, really proud of myself. And I called my lawyer and he told me, "Tell me that you pick up your masters." So my masters were stuck in a judicial trial for more than 7 years. That's 7 years when YouTube went, and then I got stuck in the middle. And I say, "That's it. I'm done with music. Whatever." Right? But then COVID came, and I got really sick. I was talking to you about this, Megan, and you know the story, Rachel. And one dear friend of mine called, well, we call him Pijamo, like PJ, right? He's the bass player of a band called DLD in Latin America for our Latino followers and future viewers. They're really huge in America. He told me we should do a band together, man. You almost died, and we never got the chance to make a band together. So we create again, and we start doing demos. Then we invited Stainer, and then Sony Music. Yes, Sony Music didn't allow PJ to be in the band because he's touring with his own band, and he couldn't manage it. So we bring another bass player, and again born after a year. And the biggest mistake in my career was to put out a band called Again. And maybe you know why, maybe you don't know why. It was because when you talk to Alexa or to Siri and told them, "Hey Siri, play Again," they will play the previous track. So we needed to change the name to Again and Forever, right?
Ah.
And then we changed the members. I got amazing members right now in the band, and I'm doing my second album. We released year one. That it was okay. We released with 250,000 streams the day that we released. So it was good, the album. But then we changed members. We changed from Again to Again and Forever. We jumped from 20,000 followers a month to nothing because you need to start from scratch. Spotify
Mm-hmm.
is so hard that you change your name and they don't pass your numbers, even it's the same songs. However,
Wow.
we did that, and now I'm doing my second album. Now we have a record label of our own. We are talking to distribution with Sony, right, and with other big companies, and that's how I finish here having a podcast with my two best friends, Megan and Rachel, right?
Besties.
Rockstar that we found each other on TikTok and we became friends because we respect our talent and our friendship, and yeah, so that's what we decided to make this podcast. So now that we finished the virus box introduction, sorry if I took so too long. um
No, it's a long journey. Those were the cliff notes.
I feel so old, Meg, when I tell the story. I feel like I'm telling in a wheelchair, like it's been a
No,
long
you're
ride.
good. It's life really just goes by in the blink of an eye. I can't believe how many years have passed by. Honestly, it's crazy. So, I feel you on the old thing, but we're still young. We're still young. We still got so much life left in us.
Oh
Really?
yeah.
Um,
Uh, Rachel sings for everything.
all the time.
I
Pretty much
mean,
Everything.
every
if you're an artist,
I call it. Well, I probably shouldn't say what I call it.
Yeah, go
why
ahead,
not?
say
Now I want to know.
Musical
it. Me too. Come on.
Tourette's. I don't know.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I
It's
heard
So
it before you said it.
musical
Musical Tourette's.
well,
Tourette's.
makes sense to me.
Do you want to see her Tourette's active? Are you ready, Meg? Are you ready?
Let's
Hey,
go.
Rachel, where are you?
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I
I,
cannot.
I cannot eat. I cannot sleep tonight.
Seriously, there's not a way. You
That,
can call her. You can call her on the phone, Meg, and say, "Hey, Rachel,
where
where are you?"
are
And she can't.
you?
She
And
can't.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I will be in the middle of my drum lives, and there is one subscriber of mine that will always randomly put in all caps, "Where are you?" I will pause the song and I will sing it.
I mean, honestly, this is crazy because I do the same thing. Like I mean, not pausing anything, but like my best friend and I, we will literally like if we haven't talked in a little bit, she'll just text me with that, and then I will respond and I'm so sorry. So that's crazy.
That's
That song
amazing.
really be hitting though. I Miss You by Blink-182.
Yeah,
That
right?
song really be hitting. That shit.
So were you
Shit, you know what? I'm so old that Blink 182 wasn't my generation.
Well, you look good. What's the skincare routine, Max?
My skincare routine is no alcohol, no smoke, zero
Yes.
kind of drugs at all. And I try to stay happy. No matter what's going on, I try to
Yeah.
stay happy. Like a thunder can be hitting me, and I go like, oh shit, I'm gonna be Thor, right?
You guys
Car's
hear
gonna
that?
hit
That's the
me.
virus box, like secret remedy to looking healthy and young always.
Thank you.
Don't
And
let the
and,
stress get the best of you.
and believe in technology. I mean, Botox is around, right? Tanning helps a lot for my skin. I don't know. It's just
You
a
get
matter of,
Botox?
oh yeah, I've been getting Botox since I was a pop star since I was 24.
Oh my gosh, I've never had Botox. I
I
You
want it.
two are lucky because you're gorgeous naturally. This is
Oh,
created.
I could use a little
I feel like
Botox.
I don't know, but
But go ahead, Rach.
oh, I would be scared because it's a toxin.
Yeah, and a
Okay,
needle.
listen to me.
And a needle. I'm like, for me, beyond the toxin, it's the needle part. I'm like, no, thank you. I fucking hate
Okay,
needles.
I had an amazing doctor. She flies from Mexico. Okay, this is a great story.
Hold on.
She flies from Mexico once a year, and she carries so much Buloma and Botox that she's been in top in Houston twice, and she's been detained for more than 6 hours till she explains that is for her use. I'm not gonna say her name, right? But for her use. But no, she's coming because I just trust her, and she go berserk at me. But she got this. I don't know how to call it. It's like a little machine that vibrates. I know where you're going. I know. Don't start,
No, you're
people.
the one going there. I'm listening.
Oh, I always that's part of who I am. But this vibrator thing, and they put it in their forehead, and it has a hole. So it goes. So
Does
when she
it?
put the needle, no, seriously, when she put the needle, you don't feel the needle because your skin is vibrating. It's fantastic. Now,
Hmm.
when she does the sides, you need to be brave because you listen, your skin actually got the muscles.
No, thank you.
But guess what?
No, thank
You do
you.
that 3 days later for the Buloma, a week later, and you look perfect. I haven't done it. I'm almost there for the year. And you will see the difference. It's like crazy. I send Rachel on Instagram all the time, all the technology advances, not because you guys need to do anything. Obviously, you both are gorgeous. But because I get surprised. There's a new doctor. I will send it to you, Meg. It's a new doctor in Dubai that turns people into 60 to 24.
Hmm.
Is the guy's like, because when they do Buloma and Botox, is the talent of the doctor. So you need to find an artist that understands the beauty the way that you like it. because there's a lot of people in LA that make you look like this because that's the trendy. But if you don't like
It's
that beauty,
too
you're not gonna
much.
love yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to find the real sculptor. And there's another doctor that I'm dying to do that. I got 2 liposuctions already, man. At my
Okay,
age.
Mr. Friggin' Dr. Miami over here. Where you doing all these?
Well, I do
Let's
exercise, but I
go.
love to eat. But this
Hey, who
guy
doesn't?
does something. He does. He's called a gladiator. Yeah, this is part of entertainment, people. We're artists. We need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I'm messing with you.
it's called the gladiator thing, and she takes all your fat and then put it in the right places so it doesn't put silicone on your body, but design the abs and mark the abs perfectly.
So this
And
is
you
a
know,
BBL for abs.
for abs, for yeah, exactly. It's an auto tune for it's an auto tune
Oh,
for
that's
abs, for butt.
BBL, bro. That's taking fat from somewhere in your body and putting it somewhere else
Yeah,
I would
in
happily
the form of abs.
decline.
Oh
yeah.
my God. That's
That's what I'm
crazy.
eating so much because I want this to go in my butt, so that will be fine.
No,
Why, you want a big butt?
please do not get a BBL.
I like big butts in a candle lie.
Oh my Lord.
But I mean, it's
Okay.
part of the industry, believe it or not. I mean, people go and say, "Oh my gosh, she looks great. He looks great." Well, dude, obviously, you really think that
Yeah.
we're used to that, and that's totally good. If you don't get obsessed with it and you do it like I say, I do it every year only, and I see how it runs out, right? But that's like a maintenance. That's like going to the dentist. That's like going to the proctologist.
Uh,
Sorry,
Oh
I can't help
my.
myself.
right, right. I don't go there.
I've
I
never
know
been
you
to the
don't. It was a
proctologist.
joke for men. Can you put your volume a little higher, Rachel?
Never. Is that
uh, uh, yeah, sometimes it's hard for me to listen. So yeah, so
better?
let's I and we prepare a whole show, but I know we're doing this. We're doing this not as a run test, but to get to lose each other. We're recording. This is our first show, and it is recorded. But we're gonna keep improving. So we have a full development of what we're gonna do. So you guys want to tell a story about something funny that happened to you in music or a sketchy situation, something that could entertain our audience?
Hmm. Ooh.
This is when you talk. Use your words, girl. Use your words. You can do it.
No, sorry, that's Daniel Tiger. So if you don't have kids, you don't know. Um,
So,
Daniel Tiger neighborhood.
okay. Okay, so something that was like shady or like
or whatever, funny, whatever, something that happened. I mean, I can jump into one, but I don't want to be keep talking all the time about me.
um
Something, something, Meg.
it'll come to me, hold on.
Um, I mean, it's for me, I thought this was kind of interesting. So I had on Apple Music, I was looking at, my page and I was like super excited. I'm like, wow, I have all these songs. And then one day, um, all of a sudden there's like this other person that like used the same exact name as mine, Megstar, some Russian guy. And
Oh
his
yeah.
music appeared under my Apple Music. So I had to contact Apple and be like, hey, this guy, my music was here first. These are my songs here. And they fixed it right away. They took him off. But a lot of the songs that I had under my name are now not there anymore because I didn't give Apple those, or I gave Apple those songs, but I don't know what happened. It used to be all the collabs I did. So I definitely need to look into like trademarking my name or something. I'm not sure because he was so easy. And when I tell you guys the music, it was like some crazy Russian like EDM, but like really like dark, and like the beat was like 180 BPM or something, some crazy.
So maybe it was you
Crazy
in your
guy.
Russian alter ego.
Yeah, I think it is my Russian alter ego because I always talk like this, and then all of a sudden, next star is from Russia. I'm like, Mother Russia has finally caught on, or he stole my name. I don't know.
I love it.
I
I love
think it was you. I thought it was your bizarro dude.
I
Don't
did
don't
it in
don't
my
lie to
sleep.
us.
It's a guy like with blonde hair, and he's like on some crazy like he's like on a keyboard or something like this with some lights around. I'm like, what is this? Yep, it's my crazy alter ego. So yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I love your Russian accent. It's freaking awesome.
That was pretty good. I
I
have to
found
say
out
that.
I have Russian in my DNA the other day. Finally, I was like, now it makes sense.
Now it makes sense. Maybe it's your twin brother that is in Russia.
Almost.
Where did this guy come from, bro? I want to find him.
Oh man, I
I
found
I got a story
like
story for you.
you
Sorry,
know
Rach.
that I finally thought of a story that I could share.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Unless you're ready to. Okay, so I've always been a fan of.
Oh,
That's
There
him.
you go. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Screenshot that and send it to the text. Um,
I will.
so I have always, when I fell in love with music for the first time, um, they were, I don't know, we called it screamo back then, but it's post-hardcore. Um, and I was like, ooh, I love it because if you like listen, you can hear what they were screaming like this. They're my favorite band of all time, but like they're genius. They'll do their clean vocals and then their screams, and they tell the same story like it's not like side by side. And it's genius. I love creative stuff like that. So I really fell in love with just that, but I could never, I would always try to scream and it just never happened. And so I got really offended when I released my first single and they were like, no, ma'am, that's I thought it was rock. They were like, no, that's cinematic pop. And I was like, no, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, it's cinematic pop. And I was like, I I want to scream and I want to be in a metal band, but I like pop too. So okay. So that being said, I was determined to learn how to scream because I was like, well, if I'm going to be in a proper metal band, like I should scream. And I had just found Spirit Box, right? And I was like, I love Courtney. Like so much. So I enrolled in like a 12-week boot camp where you get like private one-on-one lessons to learn how to scream
So,
and
so
then
hold there, hold there. There's actually a 12 weeks to teach you how to scream.
guess properly.
God bless America. Keep
Oh,
going.
because remember this though, I was classically trained vocally by an opera singer.
Oh
I
my.
know, I know.
So having that, it's the exact opposite. You open, you open your soft palate, lift your soft palate, you do that kind of stuff. When you scream, you compress. And so it's everything opposite than you would think. But it's also the funny thing that I learned too was that I thought it was like really like screaming loud. No, most of the time it's supposed to be softer, if not the same level as your speaking voice. And it just always looks like they're really pushing because like you
Yeah,
have to make
because
ugly faces in order to get certain tones to
you
come
got
out.
a microphone, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why they'll hold the mic in the same spot. They don't like pull back from it unless it's like a certain kind, but it should be the same volume. And I was like, "Oh." I was doing it totally wrong. So I went through that and I was so proud of myself because I nailed down like my first type of scream, which is like a head fry. Basically, it's like uh I mean, I could do a little example. Like, I don't know, like it's
Yeah,
so
bring it.
this is how I'll just show you a quick way to get distortion if you would like. You go in your head voice like ah, right, but you sound like a creaking door, like ah. Once you start hearing like your voice like doing that little like ah, right, the distortion, that's when you kind of compress a little bit more and you push out. So like I'll just do one of my favorite bands with well Emery. I was just talking about them. The beginning of their most famous song, they're like, "Are you listening?" Right?
So
Wow.
the 12 weeks camp works. Good. Keep going.
Here's the thing though. I recorded I was like so proud. I was like, I nailed it and it's easy and it doesn't hurt my vocal cords. And I like set all the tracks to V and I'm like, hey, did you get to listen to my screamies? Because I call them screamy screams. I'm like, did you listen to my screamy screams? He's like, mate, what happened to the OG Scream? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, uh, like what'd you do? And I was like, I I started taking lessons and this is how you scream. He goes, okay, it's valid. Your screams are valid, but they're not my favorite.
Oh my.
For for people to know, B is her producer and the guitar player from Belena.
He's
So
like
for
my
the people that are gonna listen to this
friend.
podcast.
He's probably one of the only people, but he knows how to say it like in just the right way. Like if anyone else were to talk to me like that, I'd be like, what?
That's crazy.
He's like, it's valid, but it's not my favorite. And
That's
then
a polite way to say I don't like it. Yeah.
it was a nice way. And I was like, all right, I'm picking up what you're laying down. I was like, I'll try again. So then apparently I can't do like a pure false chord. So I do a hybrid and which is cool. And I
And it
incorporate
works.
a little bit. Huh?
It works. I listen it in the album and it works really good.
Courtney does hybrids a lot too. But I want to learn more. Okay, so my favorite scream though, and this is what like it was so funny because we were joking about here's another thing. Okay, Motionless in White, one of my favorite bands, and I know Architects like was the ones who like really made the bleh famous, right? Um, it's my favorite thing because I think it's hysterically like just random. Just a scream like bleh, right? I love it. But so I was like, okay, I'm gonna bleh in a song, and he goes, yeah, full on Chris Motionless. I was like, yeah. I thought he was dead serious. He was joking. So I recorded said bleh, and he was like, it's valid. I said, bro, you told me to. He's like, I I was joking.
I think you need to learn how to differentiate a joke that is not.
Oh
Sorry.
my.
But
Well,
Sorry,
I
but I'm
mean,
laughing.
on Fight Flight Freeze, that bleh is gnarly.
No, it's really good. It's really good. I mean, I personally, I never wanted to scream in a song personally, because even we both play rock. You're a metal band, right, Rachel? You're metal.
Yeah.
I'm post grunge, and I do emo post grunge, so it's different for me. Like for me to sing, if I need to scream, I will just invite Rachel to do the scream for me. I I will not like
Dirty up
because
your
I used to be a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I was in a band called Diva, Divine Intervention Visual Audition. That was the name of the band, Diva,
I
right?
like
Something like that. And the guy was like the screamer. He was like, roar, 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 like, and he was a really good singer. He got half of his face tattooed, all tattooed. He was like a 6'4". Like, dude, you look like you're scary, bro. He was a friend of mine when I was like, I don't know, 25. He invited me to his band. It was my side project, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. It was for in that time for myself from jumping from boy band to a pop rock band that we were like U2. The screaming was even scary. It's like so I never went into that realm.
you could always take the 12-week course and then revisit
Yeah,
it.
you know what? I'm
Let's
gonna leave
go.
it to Rachel. Let's go.
you know, you
What is
know
the name of the 12? Do you remember the company that does gives that
uh,
course, Rachel?
Riff Shop because I actually tried. Everyone was like, go to Melissa Cross. And I paid, I can't remember how much. And I was like, she never once taught you how to vocalize a scream. The only thing she did was go over like breathing. And I'm like, woman, please, I know this already. So I wasted 3 hours of
I
my life.
know I know how to breathe. Yeah.
I'm like, thank you. I knew that already. But so I was like, mm-mm. So I started searching on YouTube and I found this guy's tutorials. He was hilarious and it's pretty big. He's got a pretty big YouTube following. I think he's in a band or something too. But yeah, he really explains the anatomy of it and shows pictures so you can kind of understand visually what you're trying to accomplish. And then he'll send like you lessons through Telegram videos, and then you will video him back, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm hearing kind of this. Try this exercise." The exercises are
Nice.
hysterical. They're hysterical.
I got a
I like
story
how he
about it.
like,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
I like how he personalizes it, and like trains you
Right?
like,
And
but
then there
for
was,
what you're doing. That's really
yeah.
cool.
And then there was like weekly Zoom calls where it would be like a big group of people. I was the only chick, of course, in the whole time. There was never any other females.
Oh, you're opening that
And
bridge. So you know that my first singing teacher, to get that teacher was really hard. So they gave me this amazing teacher, opera vocalist, and I went in and she played 20 minutes. She told me you should retire when I was 14. And this is a gonna get you back thing because actually that pushed me to become. I'm probably not a super talented singer like you two, but I'm really hard worker, and I go again and again and again and again, and that proves so much because when I perform live, I actually do it better than in the studio. So I know it's one shot, don't mess it up. But she told me that, and years after, when I released the first album from Ruta 69, I called her and sent her an album that I bought, and it got the stickers of the price of Tower Records and Mix Up. And she was so mad at me because I did that, because I sent a letter, a thank you note that said thank you for nothing, right? Because that's me, of course.
that's
I never
petty
get.
as fuck.
You know, you know,
And
I
she called me and she told me, I got albums in Tower Record as well. I go like, yeah, but thank you for nothing, dude. Go to hell, and I hang up the phone.
Thanks for nothing. Go to hell. Signed, Virus Box.
Yeah, yeah.
know, I am considering the people who told me that I couldn't. I am considering sending them like I don't know, pictures of, all my charts and an autographed photo saying, "Hey,
Fuck off.
yeah, I could."
You know what though? Sometimes the haters, as much as it sucks that they can even infiltrate our thoughts like that, it pushes us to do the best that we
Yeah.
can.
It does.
So kind of like, like look at me now,
So
but
Yeah,
if you're not getting haters, if you're not having someone tell you not to do it, you're not doing something right because people
yeah.
are threatened and they're
my
just projecting that onto you. That's it.
my response is like when someone says that I can't or that my voice doesn't fit metal, I'm like, "Okay, that's your opinion, thanks, but watch
Yeah.
me."
Music is
Yeah.
subjective. I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing me. Thank you.
I will highly recommend that we send them a voice message, Rachel. When you use that technique of 12 weeks of training, you tell them, fuck you. I would love to do that.
Ooh, yeah,
Yes.
but I have to do it in my low, like guttural,
Oh,
growly.
we can record the shit out of it, and
We
when they
will
open
layer
with the
it.
picture of the band, it's like, fuck you. That will be awesome. I'm in for that.
I co-sign that. That sounds like actually great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I'm the obviously here. We got two talented, amazing, beautiful ladies, and I'm the jerk of the show. Everybody knows that Virus Works a kind of jerk guy. So don't listen to my advice, Rachel. Probably you should be nice, like Maggie's saying, just let it go and
I'm
keep moving forward.
ready to go. Heck no. I do kind of want to inbox him and be like, "Hey, remember when you told me that like I wasn't good enough? Like, did you see this? Just
Look at me now.
I'm just yeah. How you like me
So,
now? I'm curious.
Ah,
hey, Meg, how everything went with the contest that you're doing online?
the one currently,
Yeah, yeah. Tell us about it,
Pen
please.
Wars.
But you need to explain all that to the audience that is listening to this. So, because I found it really
Absolutely.
interesting.
Absolutely. So there is a contest called Pen Wars. It was created by a good friend of mine, another fellow artist, but also business-minded person named Jojo Go Cray. You can find her on all platforms, Jojo Go Cray. Um, and she basically, with a few others that kind of aren't with the show anymore now, it's just solely her running it, um, created a show where we built up a big, let me just go back a little bit. We built up a very big gathering of very talented artists through that app I was previously talking about, which is no longer in existence. It was called Voicey. But the Voicey artists kind of stuck together through the closing of the app and like beyond. And there's a bunch of us that have put music out on streaming. are doing different things with our, with our talents, that Voicey kind of, I would say, gave us that platform to go ahead and do. I didn't even know how to record on a microphone, let alone use any sort of mixing or any of that. I didn't even have a microphone. Now I know how to do all that stuff. But basically, we are a concentrated group of artists, and this was just a way where we could, give ourselves another platform, reach out to different people, and continue on with our craft. So JoJo set up the show where you get about. It started off with like five, but the format's a little different this year. But basically, this year I'll go with there's three rappers and then two collab groups, and the three rappers go head to head, and then the two collab groups go head to head. We pick the same beat. Sorry, we pick a beat out of three beats, and then everyone agrees on the same beat. So everyone has to make a song in the same beat, a 2 minute song. There's a rapper's night, there's a singer's night. So yeah, and basically it's on right now. It's currently on the Live Me app, and so we're almost at the right amount of subscribers for YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed yet to Pen Wars with a Z, make sure you guys all go subscribe so we can do all our lives on YouTube. And yeah, we go head to head. We turn in our songs. There's judges. The audience also can vote. And then there's a winner, one winner for the singles, one winner for the collab. If you win, you can go on to the next episode. I won last episode for the rapper singles, so I'm up for battle tomorrow night against two really, really, really talented artists called Buckeye Polly and Stars with Bars. I already turned my song in. I threw shots. Like, this has awakened a different side of my craft that I didn't know existed. Like I said, I make lyrics to inspire others. Like, I'm not really a big battle rapper, but it's kind of fun to like find information on people and like, put it into a song and like talk your shit and like, talk yourself up, and it's a whole nother persona that I guess you wouldn't even see right here, but Rap Battle Meg is a whole different monster. So my song tomorrow, I'm so excited for. I really went in. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be entertaining. It's also gonna touch on some things that I dug up. I did my research on my competition. But
So
yeah,
you're
so I'm
gonna
hoping
diss
to
them?
win.
Are you like
Yeah.
dissing them?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah,
So
we're all doing it. And it's funny because we're all friends. And these are two
okay.
really stand-up people, that I really fuck with on like outside of music. They're so like such great humans. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like go in on my friends, and it's like they're doing it. It's like whatever. So it's all in it's all in the form of all in the name of entertainment and fun. I don't know. It makes for a great
So
show.
tomorrow is Meg or War. That's your name. Meg or War. Yeah,
Meg
I like
War
it.
instead of Meg Star.
Meg
Yeah.
War. There you
So
go.
yeah, it's tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific time on the Live Me app. Friday night will be the singers. My friend Stessa, like my dear friend, she also won last episode for the singers, and she's on for the next episode. So I'm gonna be definitely tuned in for that. It's a really cool movement. I'm excited about it. I feel like it's gaining strength, growing. JoJo's finding people from different apps, not just the Voicey crowd. So like TikTok, FanLab, YouTube, whoever, people. She has a whole group of people in Nigeria that she has coming on these shows. She has them all in their own group chat. Like, it's cool. We're connecting with a lot of people, and it's like I said, it's gaining strength. So we get a bunch of views per episode, and I'm just hoping. I want to win because I want
Oh
to
yeah,
go
you're gonna
to.
win that. You need to
No,
go and
because
destroy them.
you can win three. You can only win three in a row. So if you win three in a row, that's like the peak. You know what I mean? And then come back for the All-Star episode. So I've one down, two to go. I think I'm in a good position to take it. It depends on how the people take it, perceive it, and how it resonates and sits with the people that are judging ultimately. So yeah, I'm bringing a whole show though. I'm bringing props. I'm doing a whole. I'm not trying to go. I'm gonna win. So I have that.
There you go.
I'm a very competitive spirit. So yeah, it's a really cool contest. Check it out. Tap in. It's called Pen Wars with a Z, like I said. Or you can follow JoJo Go Cray on Instagram, and all the details will be there.
And we will put all the details in the description for everyone to
Ooh,
support you.
thank
That's
you.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
know what?
fun.
I can
It's
kick
fun.
up. I can kick up for the to save my life. I mean, I
It's
could be like
okay.
I can't. I tried though. Don't take me wrong. Like I've been. You guys know. Let me share it with the audience. I'm doing a new album that is all reimagined songs. If you have checked again and forever, we released 3 songs already reimagined. and I'm working in the final album that is gonna be released in November. And I tried to do this song. I'm not gonna say which one it is, but it's a hip hop song, right? And I couldn't, so I need to call Meg. I go like, Meg, can you do the hip hop? And she's like, hell yeah. So yeah, because I put myself in front of a microphone, and I was just laughing because I obviously English is not my first language. So if you try to hip hop not being your first language, and it was bad. It was
Maybe
I
you could
probably
rap on like a reggaeton track, but
no,
not
but
do.
you know
I
what I'm
mean,
gonna do? If we get to, I'm gonna start slow. If we get to 1,000 followers, when we get to 1,000 followers, right, in this new project, I will release that hip hop just for you to listen to it, so the audience can
uh,
make fun of me.
Listen
let's
to
go.
it.
Everybody hit the follow button right now because I need to hear
You
this.
don't you don't understand. I sound like a you know what? I promised Jake, the owner of Already Media, the guy that is providing the distribution and a dear friend of mine, that I wasn't gonna be that ironic, but it's so hard. He told me, please, virus, control yourself. This, but I sound like Michael J. Fox trying to hip hop. Sorry, yeah, sorry, I can't help myself.
I can't believe
I
you're
know,
holding,
Megan, this is who I am.
I can't believe you're holding
Sorry.
it with me. Like, I didn't know that
What?
thing.
Oh, I'm holding up back. I stopped like 30 jokes already in what you're saying because you're amazing, beautiful women, respectful ladies. Come on.
So,
I need to hear this.
so I too,
You know, no,
you talk about
I'm
genre
not.
hopping. I wrote an R&B song, and it was very weird for me to write an R. That is not my style. For an actual like artist. I think I'm allowed to say it now because I think the
Yeah,
record label said no. So I wrote a song for Tiana Taylor. Um,
Oh wow.
and yeah, it was like we had 2 hours. I had 2 hours to come up with it. So that's sometimes how sync works. It's like and then you send it to the person who's gonna do the pitch and they're like, okay, I want all your stems or no, it's not gonna work out. And so I got selected to it, sometimes I can write super fast. So they gave us like a little brief on like her history, what was going on, and I went and listened to her songs and looked at her lyrics and I was like, okay, this could be something maybe she would sing. I don't know. I don't sing R&B.
it's pretty decent. I listened to it. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not bad.
I think I tried to channel the best. Like
I'm gonna tell you my perception. Is a valid performance? Sorry, I was making fun of your guitar player
I
because
know
he
you
says
are.
valid.
I know you are.
But can you explain to the audience what the licensing is? Because we need to explain people. Part of the point of this podcast is to explain people, right? So can you explain those kind of deals to the audience, Rachel?
Yes. So it's okay. Sync licensing or music synchronization is any kind of music that you hear on TV for ads, commercials, during the Super Bowl, video game music, or music that's used in movies. So any kind of media, right? Could be even YouTube videos, has to get licensed to be able to have permissions to use it. So I compose music and produce. It's depends on what style, but I do everything from like pop to orchestral, and sometimes it's just instrumental, and then sometimes like we'll do like orchestral hip hop fusion songs, which is a lot of fun. Um, Never thought I would say that, but yeah, so you basically create these songs and then you do your research because it's not for the I'll say this, it's not for the faint of heart, and you have to be really determined to put yourself out there and do the hard work because you have to submit to library after library. You have to research what kind of music do they look for? What do they specialize in? Like so some of them like I am signed as a composer with a trailer house. So they have three companies though. They have a record label, the trailer house, and then they do sound effects too. So knowing that, I've got a really great relationship now that I've been signed with the manager, the sync manager, and he will tell me like these are the kind of things that we're looking for lyrically. And some people only want like trailerized versions of songs. Like, if you've ever heard covers of songs that sound like a movie trailer, that's a big thing too. It's a really big thing. So yeah, if you just submit the music, however, in each company is different, but if your song gets accepted, they'll send you a contract and there's exclusive and non-exclusive for however many years. Exclusive means you cannot send it anywhere else. They have the exclusive rights, but you own the masters of it. And what happens is they'll get an upfront, say it gets chosen for a movie and it's a feature placement, right? There will be an upfront sync fee, could be anywhere from like $100 over six figures, depending on what it's being placed for. They take 50% of that because they shop your music for you. So that's standard. And then you get the other 50%. And then you get all of the mechanical royalties.
No, that's
And
good.
mechanical royalties are the ones like where you already put the song out on streaming, so like your personal.
So you don't they so like I wouldn't register any of my sync music with my PRO, which is Performing Rights Organization. There's BMI in the United States and ASCAP.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I don't register it with it because it's the company's job to, since technically they're going to be the distributor. Um, but
Okay.
we have been given permission to release one of our sync songs. It's kind of like they were looking for a
Um,
Radiohead vibe, and it's just so funny. You never know what's gonna pass. But they were looking for Radiohead experimental, so we did time signature change in the song and a lot of weird sound effects and kind of. But they loved it, and we were like, we really want to release this. And so he's like, okay, I'll let you release it, but you have to put us as your record label. We're like, done.
okay, cool. So what are mechanical royalties?
That's like the back end. That's everything that, so however many times that episode airs or whatever else, they keep
I
track.
got you.
Just like
Yeah,
radio plays.
I
You'll
have
get
an answer for that. So every time that, so you get money for the song itself. Sometimes they
Hmm.
will just give you a buyout and you will never receive royalties many times. But many times they will give you royalties because the streaming services on TV and movies are totally different than Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah.
So you can I have a friend that he was an actor in the gang of Karate Kid, in the beach when they were fighting with the original Karate Kid, until the day he received, before the comeback from Karate Kid, he keeps receiving even 20 cents, right? But now that the Karate Kid went back with the TV show on Netflix, he's still receiving $7,000 a month. That's similar, because when
That's
you do a
awesome.
song like Zimmerman, like the guys that do the whole soundtrack for a big movie that wins the Academy Award, well, they keep receiving royalties per life. So that's the
So
mechanical licensing.
so what you're saying is before you would even release a song, you would submit it for sync licensing first, and
Not
then
necessarily. Um,
okay,
because I have a song that has been released and we submitted it and we let them know that and we said, would you like us to pull it from streaming platforms? They said, no, no, keep it up there. They said, that's fine.
okay,
Some companies,
okay,
no. It just really depends. But once
understood.
I find out that they do, if you do have it up on streaming platforms, they may ask for you to change like credits or something in it, and
Yeah.
that's it. But they didn't
Okay.
ask us to do that. They took the song and signed it anyways.
And you need an agent. If you have, I mean, Rachel is doing the hard job submitting to everyone. There's agents from Sync that the agent will submit all your material, and then it's like a music pimp, an agent, a Sync agent.
Mhm.
Because if he got a special thing,
Not
they
a
will say,
music pimp.
"It's
Well,
me." Of course, a music pimp. They're gonna call and say, "We need this in this way. You need to
yes,
deliver in half an hour," and it's just like that.
yeah, music supervisors will get what's called briefs, and that's where I'm part of this network of producers and artists and everything like that, everything in between. And they'll post up, they'll be like, "Hey, This is a quick turnaround. We have 3 hours for everything to be sent. Can you record, like write and record vocals for this style, blah, 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 blah. And man, if you hop on those opportunities and become successful, you've just made yourself like a collaboration and a relationship that's only going to foster and grow. And I've been able to collaborate with like that project for Tiana Taylor. Like I was like, sure, I'll give it a try.
That's
But
crazy. Yeah.
formed a relationship with someone who, are you familiar with what NAM is?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Audio.
NAMM.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Every year they have like the conventions and they'll showcase like a bunch of stuff, like, new microphones or new all kinds of gear. And then they'll have
It's the
panels.
biggest music expo, and it happens in LA once a year.
So
Oh, okay.
actually it does move though, but there's that and then there's the AES, which is the Audio
They
Engineering.
move it?
Huh?
They move it? I always see it in LA. Like
Earlier
for
this year, which is funny because last year it was later in the year and it was in LA or Anaheim. This year it was in the beginning of the year and it was in Nashville.
I heard about that. Oh,
So,
cool.
but one of the panelists who speaks on sync licensing is now a collaborator of mine because if you prove to people like, hey, yeah, I can give you quality, stuff and you know how to like record yourself at home, I mean, and or if you just team up with someone else who is he's already in with a company, it puts your foot in the doorway, and then once you have signed, you can start submitting all your own music and developing that relationship. So it's collaboration can be awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
love
got a
that.
commercial with my voice, with a song that I did for the shoes Ferragamo. It was
Hmm.
funny. Let me tell this story. So, oh my God, now that it's coming back. So, in that moment in my life, I have a crew, right? So I got two guys that they were with me all day, and then other two friends. I got carrying a crew everywhere, right? I was like the rock star guy. So a guy called me over the phone from nowhere, and you can tell the guy was high in cocaine like the whole day, because he was. It's like he mixed three Adderalls and cocaine, because he was like, "What's up? What's up? Hey, bro, can you do this?" I was like, "Who is this? Somebody give me your phone. I need you to get here." No, she was like that, Mick. Like, "I want you to get here. We're gonna offer you. Gonna make big money, big
I
money."
know
He said,
cocaine when I hear it.
"Yeah." He said big money so many times that it became a joke between all my crew. Like, big
Big
money.
money.
Can you be here? Easy, easy, big money. Can you be here in an hour? I go like, "Sure." We jump in my car, the other car. We were driving two cars at that time. My girlfriend was visiting from Canada, so I'm like doing the rockstar thing. I arrived to this huge studio. I come in and he told me, "I need you to see something, like Coldplay." Like, but he was even jumping when he was talking. He was out of the roof. I hope he's still alive and he rehabilitated, because, dude, he was doing this. I'm not kidding. He was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna go there." And he's like, in front of everyone, he was like gone. And I
Yeah,
went into
his
the
part. I
booth,
don't know.
and I don't do drugs, right? I mean, I did in my past. I've been recovered for 20 something years. And I'm just laughing at the guy, because he was like a cartoon. Like, he could even start jumping in the same spot, right? He was like a blinking the matrix. So I went inside the booth and I just sang a song. Then I went out, and after he said big money, really fast money, yeah, it took me like 20 minutes tops listening to the song recorded. And then I went to get paid. They paid me $50. They
Oh,
paid
that's
me
big money.
$50. Six people in the crew plus the girlfriend. Six. That wasn't even McDonald's, dude. I'm like, I went back and said, "Really, bro? $50 is a lot of money, dude. We're driving two freaking cars and a Hummer, dude. That's not even for the gas." He's like, "No, you gotta understand.
Big
This has
money.
been." But wait, but it was really funny, because one of the guys of my crew, his nickname was Spider, right? And he was so into dice in casinos. So he's like, "Let's go to the casino. Let's go to the casino, virus. Let's go." I go like, "Bro, I never in a casino. It's not my thing. Please, let's go, let's go." And they're like, "Sure." So it was really close to the place, and we went. This is like totally TV show sitcom. We went to the casino. We won the $50, and we make $5,000.
That's the big money.
That's the big money. And you know everybody was saying,
It was a
that's the
lucky
big
50.
money. Yeah, we make $5,000, and it was so cool that even because of that story, we wrote a pilot of this experience, right? And we presented to HBO Latin America, and we were this close. Just the final round, they say no because it was too close to Entourage, the one from HBO.
Hmm.
It was really close, but in music, and they say no. But the first pilot is that story. And when we were doing the casting for the guy that he was hired, oh my God, the laughs were everywhere because easy money, big money, easy money, big
That
money.
would have been
That guy,
so funny, bro. I would have died.
it,
Hey, to
it
be
was so
compared to
funny.
Entourage, though, that's fire.
I was fired, but that was the problem because they say we
Yeah.
were like Entourage, but in Latino, I go like whatever. This career you go up and down all the time. You just need
Hmm.
keep submitting to everything, right, Rachel?
Yep.
Yeah. Why you went so serious? What's up? What's up,
I'm
Rachel?
so
Wow,
serious.
so serious.
Oh, it is a lot of hard work, but honestly, like it's taught me discipline and how to, because I always make sure as a producer that I do at least something every single day musically, just to train my brain to get used to improving or doing something. Yeah, so and regardless, I either play an instrument, I hop in and write a quick melody, something like that, but it,
Mm.
it's that's a good habit to have, especially if you produce your own stuff or if you want to get into the field of sync licensing. My biggest advice for people is I'm always like, listen, no matter what, don't ever leave a song unfinished because your brain's going to start thinking, "Oh, I can just leave this for later." And you
Yeah.
project hop. That's what I did at first, but I was like, nope, I started this, I have to finish it, even if it's
Yep.
the crappiest song in the world. Then you teach your brain, okay, we're going to complete this, and it gets better every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My OCD won't let me hop to a new song. I have to finish. I can't work at multiple songs at the same time. I zero in and focus. It might take me quickly, you
You
know?
don't even want to know.
Um,
I've probably done like 20 songs at a time once.
I can't do it. It literally, it will make me crazy. I'll just literally won't do anything if that's the case.
I, I've been doing the new album with guys around the world, and I can't make because I finish the demos, right? Then get the charts because these people work with chart that musicians, like session musicians. I mean, Rachel went with me to a recording with the drummer Horatio. Meg, you wouldn't believe. I'm talking about polyrhythms, change time signatures, right? A hard song, double pedal, and the guy's like, "I just received the song." He played it once, and Rachel and me are like, "What the hell with this genius?" He's like, "Let me get it." He played it twice. He like the third one, and the third take, he played the whole song completely. 30 minutes, he finished recording the song. So there's a story. I got excited. I go like, he can do all the songs. But now I got drums from this, and then like I can record guitars from this, and that, and it's so hard. Yesterday, I'm recording the song that I mentioned you again. I'm not allowed to release the names of the songs that I'm reimagining. And I'm with the bass player, and he's telling me about a song, and I swear, I told him no, that's the different. It's a different BPM. He's like no, and I said that you're playing other notes. Till I realized that he was playing the song that he's supposed to play, and in my mind I was producing another because I can't do many at the time. I never did
Nope.
that, and it's the first time that I'm like totally produce the album myself. I always had a
Yeah.
voice that telling me that this is the first time, and holy man! But I don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, I'm gonna be able to pull it out, but it's
You will.
crazy.
It's a project. A project for a reason. It's gonna take a while to complete. You just gotta like, do one step at a time and you know what I mean? And eventually you'll get there, but don't rush it, you know what I mean? Like the hyper fixating can almost work in your favor, but as long as everyone else is doing the same thing, it's like it's
Yeah,
also hard because you're collaborating with others, so you're also on their time and I understand how frustrating that can be, but you're gonna get it done, Myron
I,
Voss.
I It's gonna get done, and it's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be my 11th album in my career.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're
Wow.
11 and I'm like one.
How about
Yeah,
a
but I
big goose
never
egg
been.
over here? I don't have any albums. I only have singles.
But we have this family, and we're gonna keep helping each other. But Rach, I never was number 5 in metal in iTunes. Never.
Oh, oh, look at that.
I mean, I got a Grammy nomination, but that's come
Oh,
on, Rachel.
no big
She even
deal.
stopped her. I don't even think she's like processed how dope that is. She just like every time you say it, like she's just like, is this real life? Like that's crazy. That's such an
That's
accomplishment.
But you know what? The reality that I learned about, sadly, the Grammys and the Academy Awards is so manipulated because if you're famous and you do a good job, you're gonna get recognition. Because at the end of the day, they're not gonna. I know that there are musicians that are 100 times better than me, and I got the record deal with the label. It's so many politics involved and so many things that I don't think is fair. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not gonna complain. I was listening to a podcast last night that a guy that is super successful, he's a comedian. Nobody believe in him in Mexico. Escamilla, that's his last name. I don't remember his first name. I haven't been in that country many years, but I was watching it, and he said that this new sickness that is like auto sabotage because why you being successful in social media? There's a special name for that. What is the name, Rachel? When you start asking why people are following me and not the other people, so you start doubting about yourself.
Imposter syndrome?
There you go. Say that
Hmm.
again.
Imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome. And he was talking about that, and he said somebody approached to me and said, when everything goes bad in your life, it's really hard that somebody comes and tells you, you deserve it. It is your problem. So start avoiding that syndrome. Just focus. If it's happening to me, just enjoy it. And that's what I'm doing right now. This process of this album is working with Richard. He's in, like, my drummer is from Costa Rica. My beat maker is from how you call it? My beat maker for South Africa. My guitar player from England. My bass player from Brazil. It's like I'm the luckiest man in the world. I mean, like they're the top of the top. And I hope I can sing the part because they're doing a really good job. But it's gonna be a good experience. So before we leave, because we've been here for a while, right? I want to invite everyone to support this podcast. It's gonna be next week. Gonna start live, and we're gonna get better and better. I really enjoy getting to know each other more. And just remember to follow Megastar, right, and all her platforms. Not
At
the
Megstar
Russian guy.
Official. At Megstar
Not
Official on all platforms except my streaming. That's just Megstar one word, not the Russian.
not the Russian
Or
guy. If you see
maybe,
a
or
Russian
maybe
guy,
it is. Who knows?
if you see a Russian guy, that's not our hot talented friend. So block the Russian guy. USA, US. Sorry. And remember Rachel Van Schepen, the singer from Belena. Belena, you want to share your social media?
Um, I think everywhere it should just be I think on IG it's like underscore Valena. Um, it should just be Valena on TikTok and yeah, I don't know, like that I think that's it. And then Facebook too. So and YouTube might be Valena Band. I'm not sure.
Uh,
Here I am giving. I
mhm.
know my goodness. I listen, it's been a week.
It's been a week, but you're number 5 in iTunes, so enjoy it. My name is Virus Box underscore sings, and again underscore and underscore uh, again underscore and underscore forever in every social media. Remember, we're a new podcast, but we're new in music. Before we go out, somebody want to say something? No, you guys good?
Uh,
Yeah, it's been fun. Thank you so much for having us. Follow. Let's
Mhm.
go.
uh, stay classy, San Diego. I'm just kidding.
uh, for me, I'm just gonna say, remember that the best advice if you want to be a musician is not and become a doctor. Peace out.
Yes. Peace out.
Okay, I just stopped the recording.